What is neuroscience?
Neuroscience is the study of our nervous system, and our central nervous system is our brain and our spine, and our peripheral nervous system is our limbs and other organs, or in our organs.
Neuroscience is a science dealing with neurons. No, that's not it. Neuroscience is. I just went over this. Neuroscience is science dealing with neurons.
Neuroscience is the study of the brain as well as the nervous system.
What is a neuron?
A neuron has its own cell, has its own part of a body, so a neuron is a neuron cell. The correct way to say it is I'm going to say neuron cell.
A neuron is a cell in the nervous system.
A neuron is a nervous system. Well, it's our nervous system. It's the cells of our nervous system. And
What is a synapse?
A synapse is defined in two different parts, CNS and PNS. I don't know.
That's the nervous system.
Dang.
A synapse.
A synapse is
You were right that there were two types of them.
chemical and electrical.
But what are they?
Wait, what?
They're chemical and electrical synapses, but what is a synapse?
A synapse is... No. A synapse is chemical thoughts or electrical thoughts going to your brain.
What
I
are
wanna
the two
say-
types of synapses?
CNS and PNS.
Those are your nervous system.
No.
You already
Chemical and
answered this.
electricity. Electrical.
a synapse is the connections between I know it, the example, I know all the other stuff about it, but I don't really know I know what it is, but it's like our chemical, it's the chemical and the electrical. The chemical is slower and it processes a lot more than the electrical, and the electrical is fast and it goes quick, and the electrical is two-way, it goes up and down, and the chemical is only one way.
The connection between neurons.
What are the two types of synapses?
The two types are electrical and chemical.
What is a neurotransmitter?
A neurotransmitter is like adrenaline, and it basically with the synapse, and so it either goes high or low.
It's basically like a one-way path through a neuron.
An action potential is communication between your nerves. They communicate and they tell you if you want to do something, really. If you do or do not. It's in your mind is shaped like a spike, really.
What is an action potential?
Action potentials are like the spikes in your body.
A neurotransmitter transmits communications between your nerves to communication between your nerves.
An action potential is a electrical activity. And the neuron is like, no wait, I don't know if it's a neuron. I'm guessing it is, and it's like shaped like a spike.
What is a neural network?
A neural network is, so it's your nerves all connecting to like your limbs, your back, and your spine and everything, all from different points. So they send neurons. Your neurons travel from your brain to different parts of your bodies to let you control them.
A neural network is a network of the neuron.
Like a network connected to all neurons.
What is neuromorphic computing?
Neuromorphic computing is... Oh, I forgot that one.
I don't know.
Neuromorphic computing is, so if I'm correct, it's like biocomputing, right? So it's computing that's able to adapt and learn from steps it takes.
What are some traditional computer architectures?
Input, save, processing, output.
So it's biocomputing, and I forget what the other one is. Unfortunately, I forgot.
Von Neumann, about the storage capacity, and if like so when you buy a brand new computer, it's basically good and running, and the more you have it, it basically gets slower and full of storage.
What is artificial intelligence?
A non-living based form of intelligence, or biocomputing.
I'm guessing like computers.
Bio auto intelligence.
What is machine learning?
Machine learning. I guess learning from the computers.
A machine learning all your moves.
Machine learning is your computer adapting to steps you give it, or adapting to problems that it faces, trying to commit those steps, and learning from it.
What is an artificial neural network?
A robot that's controlling all the networks at once. Yeah.
An artificial neural network is, it's as it sounds, it's an artificial intelligence which is mimicking the brain and the nervous system.
I guess I'm guessing one made by someone else.
What is a resistor?
A resistor is a gadget, or well, it is a circuit which it basically slows down the process of, basically slows down the flow of electricity.
That it's a thing that slows it slows the way of energy current, the current energy.
A resistor resists the flow of electricity or anything really. Really, it just blocks off amounts of like flowage.
What is a capacitor?
A capacitor is a device you connect to the flow energy.
A capacitor is, so a capacitor passes through, so your flow would pass through a capacitor. It would then arrange your energy flow, I believe.
A capacitor basically it basically, like, once all the electricity goes, the capacitor holds the electricity and then slowly lets go of it.
What is Ohm's law?
Ohm's law is voltage, current, resistance. So voltage was equal current times resistance. So Ohm's law covers like what volts are, how current flows, and how resistance works.
Ohm's law, don't really know.
That's like the resistor times the capacitor and divided by that.
What are series and parallel circuits?
Don't really know that one either.
Series circuits are a circuit that goes like in a circle. A parallel circuit is basically two circuits on the side of each other and it has the same flow of energy.
A series circuit is it's a round circuit. A parallel circuit would be a circuit that goes around, but it also has different pathways.
What is soldering?
Soldering is applying heat to metals to make them liquid metals, which you could then use to attach two wires or detach wires or something else like a solar panel.
I don't really know.
You put a liquid metal on a piece of plastic or motherboard and you're melting the metal. You make another piece of metal, you put wires on and make it stay.
What is a potentiometer or variable resistor?
A potentiometer is basically you can control if the resistor is high or low.
I don't know that one.
So a potentiometer, like it varies the resistance of flow. You could make your I forgot what it's called, your resistor like a small thin tube, which then you wouldn't get much flow from, or a bigger one, which would allow it all to flow, but at a slower rate.
What are diodes, specifically light-emitting diodes?
Light bulbs.
An LED light.
LED. It's a bright light.
What is a CPU?
Processing, CPU. Computing processing unit. Computer processing unit, that's what it is.
A central processing unit.
And what does it do?
It basically processes.
Central processing unit.
And what does it do?
It processes stuff.
What is Arduino?
I don't really know.
Auto what?
Arduino.
A computer. Yeah, computer.
Arduino is, Arduino is, I forgot.
What is an ammeter, ohmmeter, voltmeter, or multimeter?
So, I believe these all measure flows of like current for energy. They separate them into like thousands, hundreds, tens, into like power places. I'm sorry.
A voltmeter, The voltmeter is basically how much is in it or how many charges.
Multimeter, you can tell different things at the same time.
What is an oscilloscope?
An oscilloscope, I don't really know.
Kind of like a telescope. So you zoom on like atoms.
An oscilloscope is, well, you attach it to some sort of energy circuit, and it assesses like the voltage, the amps, or the ohms of whichever type of source you have.
What is something that you have learned?
What's a solder? No, what's a slaughter? Slaughter. How to solder? I'll say it like that. How to solder.
Well, I've learned that neuroscience isn't really just a study of the brain. It's a study of your whole body, which involves science, which is a necessity to evolving, which we'd like to do using neuroscience as well. I think that's basically the whole point. Our body is science, and neuroscience helps us figure that out.
I learned about a voltage and current and resistance. I learned more about neurons and the other like neurotransmitting and neural networks.